Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to the Insula Populi Megacampaign in Crusader Kings 3. In the last episode, we primarily just settled in as our new ruler, making some adjustments with titles, making sure that our factions disappeared, and the factions are largely dealt with, which is good. And so I think we're ready to begin some military expansion here and there. Continuing our effort to gain control over the region of Italia. Yes, I think that's what it's called. Because we want to dismantle the papacy. Yep, Italia. This region here. And we also have this plague, Satan's Flux, here in the center of Europe that has expanded into our realm, but we've taken some measures to slow it down. So we should be okay there. Alright, now there is actually one thing that I want to do here. Oh, we have a perk. Is that I was looking at this realm, and I can arrange a marriage with my daughter and their son. That will result in an alliance. They'll even accept it as a matrilineal marriage. Okay. Send proposal. Alright. So now we have an alliance on our southern flank. So that's good. So, I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit Sagara here. We're going to seize that territory. It looks like it's involved in a war at the moment. So, we'll see how it goes. 4,000 troops. No, we will not be able to use our Holy Order because they are of the same religion as us. Alright, let's have the armies gather up here. I'm going to go after their army first. Let's see, that's the best commander that we have at the moment. Alright, someone's being accused of having an affair. Plague has arrived. The Anaban sweats. We'll go with assault approach here. And we're going to lose this fight. That's... Alright then. Call on my allies. My son has typhus. Alright, we have typhus. Alright. She's given us a mixture of cow's dung and herbs as a poultice. And it apparently has worked. Alright, we're going to run our siege here. Alright, we've recovered from typhus. Alright, looks like we need a new chancellor. Here we go. And our son has recovered from typhus as well. Greetings, milady. Sehar, one of the cooks, says, I have your son Aristos with me here. He's promised to clean the pots in the cookery, you see. He draws in a sharp breath, but he gobbled down every sweet he could find like a little pig, and now he is all sweaty and red from exerting himself eating. Aristos can never resist sweet things, but this might be taking it a bit far. Let's see, yeah, compassionate we'll go for. Alright, we are going to learn from a tome. Let's see, studied an old battle, +1 martial. We can go for the learning challenge. Alright, we have a dusty scroll. Let's see. Studied the battle. Yeah, we take a martial and a learning. Ah. The Roman Empire's army decided to try to go after their capital. Alright, my marshal very hesitantly brings my guests. Duke Nisunen has asked me to promote this person. We'll not want to bring him into the army. He's not that good, so... Our antiquarian has died. The filth of the road is kept well away from me by my horse as I ride through the streets of Majorca, but the same can't be said of those who trudge through it. A peasant throws herself at me, one arm wrapped around a small, stumbling child. My lady, please, she beseeches, pushing the child towards me. He is very sick. Could you spare the merest touch to heal him? %9 chance the child is miraculously healed, and we gain Miracle Worker. The infection remains, but they seem happier. Grounded noble. A 9% chance that we get sick. Alright, let's try it. Alright, we got grounded noble. Okay. Okay, he's sending his army over here to begin sieging their capital, it looks like. Alright, let's see if we can win this battle here. There we go. No, we're not ending in a white piece. I need the territory. Yeah, I'm gonna catch their army again. Coming to pay homage. Excellent. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and go join the siege of the capital. My daughter and her little friend had taken a copy of the scriptures to study and brought it to the playroom. Skonan tried to read it, but quickly realized that the words therein were best left for the priests. She seems completely content with her current inability to understand the deeper meaning of the book. Content, intrigue, learning. Yeah, that's fine. I'll be completing this siege really quick. We'll put an end to this war. Your niece-in-law, Countess Aratonen, has just seen leaving the chambers of your nephew. Oh yeah, we have a perk. Fort level +1, plague resistance +10. I have ridden, taken aim, and struck so many times I thought nothing could upset my rhythm. As I take yet another gallop down the practice range, a commotion I cannot fully see makes my horse rear up. For an instant, the momentum keeps me pinned to the back of the horse as it starts shaking. Then, as if time is flowing slow, I can feel myself becoming dislodged. "42% chance of getting wounded?" No, we'll just spend the 35 prestige to not be wounded. Alright, where is their army? Over here? Many treatises have been written on honorable conduct in war, but those authors' lives were on the line when they put pen to paper. I read poetry comparing the battlefield to a breathing person. This makes me wonder, can I manipulate the battlefield the same way I can manipulate people? Let's see. We'll gain practice hit and run tactics. That's not great. Let's see, enhanced learning. My best friend, Duchess Algabergia, approaches me with a big smile on her face. My dearest friend, we finally see each other. I feel like we never spent any quality time together. Maybe you'd be willing to try something new with me. A whole night of revelry, eating, drinking, singing, dancing, and general merrymaking. 33% chance of getting eager reveler. Or we get diplomacy. Yeah, it's... Alright, we got the traits. My son was trying to steal. He blamed another child. He blamed the game another child had invented, but I could tell he was lying. Let's get him honest. %. Alright, enforce demands. Disband the army. Alright. There we go. So who gained this? The Duchy of Lombardy. Okay. Yeah, we are using that, so... Should probably cycle this out for the... Prestige. This rough gemstone, well, yeah, we don't really need to worry about that right now. Okay, yeah, I guess we'll just keep that rough gemstone, okay? We needed to hire some people. Yes. Master of Horse. And Master of Hunt. There we go. Army Gold maintenance down. friendly territory levy reinforce rate, plus 100%. We'll take that. What do we got over here? Is this... Nerseda's flux. It's a minor plague. Alright. Pomerelia here has broken off of the Roman Empire, but that's actually not anything that I really need right now. So to make sure that the army recovers, that our treasury recovers a little bit. Master of the game. My charming master of the hunt, Count Iserbellus, has been making a great showing of himself, and all are agreed the Iberian game has never been so rich. I'm pleased to see him poke his head into my throne room, fresh from the wilds, with a pressing question. My Empress, some of your vassals have been asking for my help with their game. As in, game you hunt, yes. But I've also have plans to improve your hunting grounds. Keep the subjects happy. Alright, you've arrived to pay homage. 90 gold. We'll definitely take that. Blood and spit. Apparently... Jersenda spit in my daughter Sekonen's food during dinner a few nights ago. It seems as if Sekonen is trying to tire Jersenda out by not reacting to her bullying, no matter how many times Jersenda calls her a rascal or slaps her across the cheek. Gains the trait calm, diplomacy and intrigue. Yeah, keep calm. That's fine. And someone's pressing a claim that they fabricated. The Roman Empire has acquired that little piece of Sicily. My son Arisos has been asking me for a rolling hoop for a long time, and I told him I would get him one in 3 months. So he can go content. Fickle, no. Trusting. His intrigue is way down. You know what? Let's get him some diplomacy. You know, we can max that out. All right, the Holy Order wants some more land. Yes, we'll do that. Betrothed can marry. Alright, well that's a good pile of money. So... I think we're gonna go after this guy. Declare war. Seize peripheral duchy. Genoa. We'll go with that one. Raise the army. Hire in the Holy Order, which is getting really nice. Okay. We got people who want a lower crown authority again. We'll attempt to sway you. Are we getting a aggressive expansion? We have some offensive war penalties showing up. So, where is Rome's army? Snow. Thunk. I'm at my table, reading through some reports sent to me from throughout the realm. Snow hops up beside me, chasing the warmth of a sunbeam, and curls up contentedly beside my work. I reach out to give his white fur a stroke, and he stretches languorously in response. A mighty stretch. Too mighty, as it turns out. Snow rolls over completely off the table, landing on his feet with a haughty glare, as if this was somehow my fault. We got a dopey cat. For 10 years. I don't think we need to call on our ally. No, that's not Rome's army. That's someone who's fighting Rome. Oh, there's somebody's army. Let's see, where is Rome's capital? There it is. Let's go ahead and send this army to Rome's capital. We'll leave the Holy Order to continue the siege. Nothing in this world is certain, especially in times of war. The Third Iberian conquest of the province of Genoa has been no different. As this conflict is no longer against Sextus, son of the magistrate, but Imperatrix Numeria of the Roman Empire instead, it might be wise to reevaluate the situation. No? Yeah, my war is against the Roman Empire. Whose army is suddenly much larger. Armory break-in. My daughter and her compatriot were caught red-handed, having stuck into the armory. Honest. Yes. Alright, there's 4,000 enemy troops. Let's check my commander. An advantage of 23, that's pretty good. Alright, actually hold off here. Let's let the siege finish. Alright, siege is complete. Let's get... Alright, you're coming to pay homage. Alright. Bringing the Holy Orders back up. Picking up the padded swords for a sparring match with my daughter, Arana. And there's a titled journal cast to one side. From the cover, it seems to contain exercises and best practices pertaining to the martial arts. My martial increases by 1. Alright, merge the army and march on their capital. Master at men-at-arms counter efficiency and advantage plus 5. Oh, this Liberty faction. How do we have no one we can arrange a marriage with? Oh, because we have no one we can arrange a marriage with. Alright, we drove one guy out of the faction. Alright, let's start swaying you. Alright, my son is of age. That 0 intrigue is a bit of an issue. Alright, well that ought to do it. Enforce demands. There we go. Disband the army. Let it recover. Usurp that province. Done. And hand it out. Alright, excellent. Spouse, up to the task. Let's see. Yeah, we'll give some lessons to my steward, Valerios. Alright, but what I'm going to do, I think, here is end the episode here, and we'll deal with that faction when we come back. Either I'm going to have to fight them, or I'm going to acquiesce. Not sure. Because unfortunately... Unfortunately... Hold on. I can transfer this person. Is that correct? Yeah, actually that is correct. Yes, transfer. And will that drop you out of the faction? Yep, it will. Okay, that helps. Doesn't deal with it completely, but it does help. Alright. I could create this kingdom title. And that also helps. Alright. We're gonna need a new seneschal position. And a master horse. Alright. Okay, we'll go ahead and end the episode here then. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.